Hello and welcome. This video is brought to you by thestreamingadvisor.com. Tailor your entertainment with streaming. What we're going to talk about in this video is the new model Tablo. This is the latest Tablo over-the-air DVR, and it's the first one since Tablo and Nuvio have come under the ownership of Scripps, a major broadcast company. With that has come a new app, which we are showing you how to get right here. You're just going to search for it. And you want to get this darker one, the one with the navy blue versus the white and blue background. And so that is what it's going to look like. But we thought we would do a good old-fashioned unboxing video to show you what you actually get in the box. So this is what it looks like. As usual, it's a well-packed item, so they don't break. First thing you get out of the top is the actual Tablo unit, and you'll see that it's a circular thing. It's not a big old black box anymore. I actually think it kind of looks like a home appliance, or some sort of a safety thing, like a smoke detector or some sort of a fumes detector, something like that. It says Tablo right on the front so that you can see it. On the back, it has all of the major ports that you need. It's got a place to plug in the power. It's got an Ethernet port. It's got somewhere to plug in your antenna. And it can also be mounted with these little areas here. It actually comes with a full mounting kit and directions as to how to do that. That way you can put it up on your wall instead of just leaving it sitting. Along with that, it has some other things. It's got actually a really good book. A lot of these things kind of blow off the manuals, but I think that this quick start guide for Tablo is actually really good. If you look at it, it's nice and glossy, it's in color, it labels everything, it explains how it all works. So I find that to be a really nice little book if you're someone who needs to use that kind of thing. For us old hands, we can kind of handle it from, rote memorization at this point, but definitely great for someone who's new to this sort of thing. This shows you how to mount it. It explains the pieces that you get. Those extra pieces are in there, and it even recommends power tools and things like that to use to make sure you get this done right. You don't want it falling off the wall after you put it up, right? It breaks its other components down into its own little packaging, which is helpful. It even labels it, so we'll take a look at what you get as far as the power cord and the Ethernet cord. It's nice that they provide that. I always say, if you can hook up any device to the internet via a physical connection, you're always going to get the best performance from that. In here we've got the mounting kit. We'll just put that aside. We're not going to mount this. If you're wondering why you would mount it, it's because Tablo can be placed anywhere where your antenna gets the best signal. So it might be in an upstairs bedroom. It might be in the attic. It doesn't necessarily have to be sitting right beside your television. There is your power cord. Guess where the power cord goes? Yeah, it goes in the spot where the power cord plugs in. Over on the end, this is where you're going to plug in your antenna. Luckily, we have a mounted antenna, so we're just going to plug it in inside, and it's going to get the best signal possible. As we open up the rest of this stuff, here we've got the Ethernet cord. Like I said, this plugs into the Ethernet port. You should be very familiar with this if you've been using these items for a while. It looks like an old phone cord. And it plugs in like the power port to the Ethernet port. Alright. I think this is pretty easy to follow so far, right? Now I see on the end what I'm pointing out is for USB drives. The Tablo has included, it has about 50 hours of storage, but you can hook up an 8 terabyte USB powered hard drive onto the Tablo for thousands of hours of recording. Now we're going to jump onto the Roku, where you see our Roku aquarium, and jump back in with the Tablo app that we were showing you at the start of the video. You're going to notice the new Tablo app has a fresh new look that modernizes the look and feel of the Tablo interface. I never thought that the original Tablo interface had any problems, but this is definitely a crisper, cleaner look, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It includes a lot of sorts of features that you're used to with apps and services versus just basics like, what's on, how do you record it. Right here at the top you see you've got a home section, live shows, and even a breakdown of movies and sports. In your library is where you're going to find anything that you've recorded. And obviously we just set this up so we don't have any recordings, but it's helpful that it breaks things down into TV shows, movies, and sports. For those of you hardcore sports fans that are going to record a game and then shut off Twitter and your phone and everything else so that you don't get it spoiled. Its home section has suggestions right from the start. Chicago Fire is one of the more highly rated over-the-air television programs, and you start to get a feel right away for the kinds of options that you have. It's going to show you what's on at the moment. It'll show you what's coming on, where and when, which is great. You see again it's listed on Ion or this, and other different networks, so other network affiliates and things like that. But it's nice that it lets you know where it's going to be on, what is going to happen on that episode, and so on. It has an upcoming sports section, which is really cool because you can see who's playing where. Again, what channel is it going to be on? So when game time comes, you're not bouncing around. You see it's listing WRIZ, WGVD. If you're familiar, these are Raleigh area channels. We're in the Research Triangle Park area of North Carolina. Your network premieres here, and this isn't always going to be there. This was just simply because we recorded this video just before network premieres started. Trending on Tablo is going to be based on what it is that people who are registered with Tablos are watching. Its featured shows is just more content suggestion. If you're wondering why there's so many content suggestion options, it's because whenever they look at how do people watch TV, what do they like about it, what do they not like about it, they get a lot of feedback, and this is across the industry, that people feel overwhelmed. They don't know what to watch, they don't know where to watch it. So lots of services do their part to say, hey, maybe you would like this. It also has little genre rows that should be really familiar to anybody who's used any kind of an app, whether it's Netflix or Hulu or what. Reality TV, comedy, western, sci-fi. It breaks all of these shows down so that you can zero in on the kind of television that you want to either watch or record. And this is simply just what you see from the start on the home page. You'll see soon that they have totally redone the overall guide and live grid as well. So you see, this is very colorful, but it's balanced. It doesn't overwhelm you with color, but it allows you enough differentiation between the networks so that you know that these are all different offerings. You see that it breaks down by time. That's pretty familiar, pretty uniform. But every section, it'll show you what's new, what's coming on, and through this you can set up your recordings as well. And as you see, you're starting to see channels, Court TVs, Western, Crime and Hunters. This is internet-based channels. These are kind of like what you see on something like Pluto TV or Zumo. These are fasts. Tablo now integrates fasts and over-the-air television into one interface. It's all recordable, and anything available on demand on any of those services can be accessed. You have a really cool way of searching for shows to watch, whether you're just going A to Z or via genre. If you're a fan of the A-Team, I used to love the A-Team, you can set it up to record right there, and it's under A. Go figure. Off to the left, you see the genres. Look at the way it breaks down. Aliens. I mean, that's not even just sci-fi. It just has, shows or movies about aliens. This is a really good feature. This feels very premium. And the cool thing is that unlike the old Tablo system, all of these premium type features are built in. They're not requiring any kind of a subscription in order to access the metadata or recording features or anything. This is straight out of the box with 50 hours of recording built right in. So once you set up an extra hard drive, you've got bukus of options as far as the time that you can record and what you can see. It really is helpful that they have the alphabetical order here, because you don't necessarily want to have to scan through every single TV show in order to find something. We're of course doing it just to give you a feel for the interface. But if you look over on the channels, like I said, HSN, Ion Plus, these are, some of these are regular over-the-air channels, some of them are internet channels, and it doesn't bother to differentiate from them because really, it's all just TV. I guess the big difference is that if it's an internet channel, you're less likely to have any kind of interference depending on the kind of TV antenna connection you get in your area. We're going to start setting up some recordings. You see, as you click on the recording options, it'll show you a whole menu of things to look into. You can tell it whether you want to record the newest episodes only or every episode that comes on. It's kind of funny because you'll see as we get into more classic TV shows, it'll say new episodes only, as though they're making new episodes of Batman with Adam West or something like that. But what that means more is if it has come on within the contract that they've got to show the show in season and so on. I'm going to bounce over here. Let's see what sort of other things we can jump in with. So real. This is obviously the reality TV section. So much over-the-air TV has become reality TV, hasn't it? Is there anything we should add? Let's give a look at this. The Cops, not Cops. This is The Cops. Alright, set that up to record. You'll see that the navigation is pretty simple. It's basically, you start in one spot, you back it up. Let's see what kind of movies it pulls for us. You might notice a lot of these movies are available on other on-demand services. But like I said, it's really cool that Tablo now integrates internet-based services, because while there's a lot on over-the-air TV, especially the highly rated primetime shows, it's really nice to be able to just grab movies from anywhere, watch them later, watch them without commercials. I'm going to bounce back out for a second. Now and then we hit the wrong buttons, right? You will notice sometimes you have a slower loading time, but that's all going to be according to what sort of item you're using it on, what's the strength of your internet connection and so on. In general, I think that this is a really solid entry. The market for over-the-air television is still strong. And the truth is that there's so much out there that you can get for free that a lot of people ignore. There's a lot of cord cutters that are sports fans that just don't realize how much NFL football and college football and stuff like that just comes on over the air. But you can really watch sports all day, especially on the weekends, with a system like this. You can see that the Tablo itself breaks things down as to, different leagues, different forms of a sport, whether you got, football breaks down into pro and college and so on. But just cycling through here, you can see what games were on on October 1st alone. These are all over-the-air available games. These aren't subscribe today and you can watch this game, NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, all of those are NFL-based networks that you can pull in either the most regional team or the national spotlight game of the weekend. And it goes like that all the way through the season. You can make your calendar with Tablo and know what you're going to be watching any given Sunday. Now, I don't know how you watch TV, but if you're not looking for ESPN and those major sports channels, a combination of over-the-air television, internet-based television, and maybe even, one of the less expensive streaming services, something like Philo, which has all of the lifestyle channels, things like, the Learning Channel and, stuff like that. Those combined with something like this gives viewers so much to work with. You're going to have your on-demand stuff, your over-the-air stuff, your major networks, the major shows, Dancing with the Stars, The Masked Singer, shows like that, if that's the sort of thing you enjoy. And it's all available, in this case, as far as the Tablo goes, for $99. And that's going to include your 50 hours of storage, your nice interface, the additions for all of the subscription-free recording, all of that. And you get it all with a nice modern bow on it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe to our video. Click the bell for updates and other videos coming along later. As always, I'm Ryan Downey, the Streaming Advisor. Stream on, my friends.